Service Selection Board is an unique process of selecting youth into the armed forces. It is personality based assessment and requires certain qualities which is befitting an officer into the armed forces. Today I am here to tell you few things that makes a candidate, probable candidate, to be selected into Indian Armed Forces. Whether it is Army, Navy, Air Force, whether it is NDA, whether it is CDSC, AFCAT, Navy entry, technical entry, NCC entry, there are various entries. But after written or direct interview, every candidate in armed forces who are aspiring to become an officer has to clear SSB except the medical branch where there is no SSB. So friends, if you are looking to crack NDA, you also got to be very, very careful about preparing yourself to be personality oriented to achieve the standards of an officer, which would be soon tested after the written exams. What is the SSB 5 days tour? I'm going to cover it in two parts, and today I'm going to cover the first part, that is stage 1, screening in test. So friends, lakhs of people, say 10 lakhs, give ND exam, and out of that maybe 10,000 or so are selected, shortlisted to be called for SSB, and out of that just 450 or so, including few of the candidates who go to Indian Naval Academy, are finally shortlisted for the merit depending upon the medicals. So it's a very tough exam. Out of 10,000 that are shortlisted, you may be one of them, and when you get a call letter, 200 to 300 candidates are called at one service selection center: Bhopal, Allahabad, Varanasi, Bangalore, Kolkata, Visakhapatnam. Many places are there where the Kapurthala, where the service selection board takes place for you. You report at the station, taken to the service selection center, documents are checked in the morning, and then you refresh yourself. 5 days of stay is expected, so arrangements are made accordingly, and you are there. Soon after the documentations are over and your documentations are checked and you are fit to start the stage 1 screening in procedure, by 9 or 10 o'clock morning, you are there for your exercise number 1. And what is exercise number 1? That is Officer Intelligence Rating Test, OIR. It has two parts: verbal OIR and non-verbal OIR. I give an example of reasoning test which happens in banking exams, MBA exams, many of the private sector exams. It's a very common process which all the candidates can practice without much efforts, but it is a regular requirement. And 2, 4, 6, what would be the next? Obviously it will be 8. If a clock is making 12 o'clock, it is making 3 o'clock, it is making 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock, the next would be, your guess? Obviously it is 9 o'clock. So this is a verbal, non-verbal test. Now these are verbal, non-verbal. When there is a picture depiction matching a table, it becomes non-verbal. When it is a direct subject, then it becomes verbal. And friends, the problem here is the time constraint. 50 questions, 16 minutes. You have to be very careful. Although there is no There is a marking process, there is a OMR sheet, I'm going to explain you later, but you got to score much better in this grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. You have got to go do that well, so that your second part is taken care of and you get a better chances, you get a better chance to be selected in the stage 1. And then soon after this small break, and then you get into the next very important aspect of the screening in stage 1, that is PPDT, as famously known, picture perception description test. Now it is a picture available onto the screen for 30 seconds. You've got to watch it and then make a suitable, meaningful story befitting your age and maturity and psychology of armed forces suitability, and then you got to narrate it in 30 seconds to 1 minute, and then you've got to discuss it in a group, and then find a common story, nominate a leader who is going to read that story to the assessors on behalf of this group. As I said, in the beginning itself, the group is divided in the morning, first to 10, chest numbers are given, and you wear the chest numbers normally while appearing for exams or when you are walking around into the SSB center. Obviously, it's a place of discipline and you are under a watch, so one got to be very careful conducting yourself during all these tests. Needless to say, potentials of an officer with officer-like quality comes into play while undergoing the OIR and PPDT. Also, the psychologist, the ground testing officer, the interviewing officer, all three are present during the PPDT, and they are assessing you for various compartments of psychology, communication, skills, group behavior, leadership traits, and your mature behavior that makes you suitable to become an officer, commissioned officer into the armed forces. Based on the OIR marks and the PPDT assessments by the three assessors, the results are compiled and all the people are called in a conference room. A bus is kept ready or luggage is kept ready to depart, because certain number of people will only be kept, say 10% of say 300 or 250. So 30 to 40 people are generally selected as stage 1. Results are announced, and those who have been selected, they are requested to get the luggage out of the bus. The rest all are motivated to come back with better efforts, more motivation, and they are sent back to the stations to depart for their home. The people who are at SSB centers, afternoons are used for the documentation process. Evenings are free, and you can use the library, games, sports, facilities of the center, and get ready for the next 4 days of challenging phase, which is very important for the candidate. So friends, with the stage 1 clearing, now you are ready to go for the stage 2. And next video, I'm going to cover the entire details and every exercise that is undertaken in stage 2 from day 2, 3, 4 and 5. So watch for that and be ready to go through the SSB tour soon with me, and get all your queries, all your questions, all your doubts answered by the next video. Till then, bye. Jai Hind.